Yo, what's up guys, it's Exynos here, and today I'm bringing you a little Black Ops 2 gameplay. I go 30-4 using the Scorpion Evo on Cargo, playing free-for-all, and that's about it as far as gameplay. I wanted to talk to you guys today about two major controversial, not necessarily controversial, but big topics in next-gen systems. One of which is used games, and I sort of have an idea on what console companies could do to help developers as far as getting a little extra money without screwing over consumers much more than they already have as far as like online passes and stuff. And then I wanted to talk about backwards compatibility and how it's unlikely that we're going to see that feature come to. So as far as backwards compatibility goes, we have had one of the EA executives say that it is unlikely that we would see any form of backwards compatibility in next generation consoles, and I'm not surprised. I know that Sony cut out backwards compatibility from the PlayStation 3, and they probably shouldn't have had it in there in the first place, because while not having it there in the first place, people wouldn't like it. Getting rid of a feature people like less. So I hope that they just say no from the beginning, because we know that long term they'll probably get rid of it. Especially the Xbox, going from a new type of physical medium that the consumer obtains to get the game, going from regular disc, standard DVD, to a Blu-ray disc is not something that like they want to have a regular disc playing in a Blu-ray player all the time. While watching a DVD here and there is fine, long-term use of a DVD and a Blu-ray player, from what I'm to understand, can cause a lot more strain and can cause it to wear out faster than it would normally with just playing standard Blu-rays. So for long-term use of the console, I can see it very likely that they would get rid of the entire backwards compatibility thing. It would make it so they don't have to get rid of it later and cause the consumers to be more upset in the long term getting rid of a feature. So I'm not surprised, and I'm not too worried about it. But let me know in the comments if you guys really want backwards compatibility, if you don't care, just let me know what you guys think about that entire situation. And then as far as used games go, now this is a very big and interesting topic. Now, according to GameStop, who thrives on used games, so they'd probably be a tad biased, especially in who they ask, 60% of surveyed consumers would not buy next-gen consoles if there was no used games. Now, personally, I find that a tad ridiculous, not buying a console if there's no used games, because that's pretty much saying that you're done with gaming as far as console forever. And with PC, while there are Steam sales and stuff, there's no used games anyway. So you're essentially saying you're never getting a new type of game again if they get rid of used games. While you might not be too happy about it, it's just, if they do it, it's a fact. You're going to have to get over it long term. They might as well rip the band-aid off now. We know that eventually they're going to get rid of it. We don't know when, whether it's this generation or 2 generations of consoles down the road. Eventually, there's not going to be used games. And whether they ease into it by moving towards a downloadable form of obtaining your games, or they just go aggressive and take out used games now, it's something that is going to happen. People are going to have to get over. And, oh well. I buy most of my games new because I buy games on launch day. I do like used games, especially working at GameStop, because employees are allowed to check out games depending on how many copies we have and everything. I love used games. I mean, I get to play games that I don't necessarily have to pay for. I get to rent games, play them for a week, stuff like that. But overall, an entire loss of used games, well, even I would be upset. It's not the biggest of deals. But I do have an idea for what companies like Sony and Microsoft could do to not necessarily aggressively take out used games, but to ease, as far as the consumer side of things go, ease the move towards developers making money off used games. So right now there's online passes. We all know about them. If you've played any EA or Ubisoft game that's come out recently, you know about online passes. They're a bitch, because you're buying the game new and they're making you take an extra step to play the game. Now, some of this rumored technology in these new consoles would allow them to check whether the game has been played or not. Well, what they should do is implement that, but not say, okay, if the game's been played, it can't be played again, but essentially, once the game's been played, the online pass has been tied to your account. So that essentially it gets rid of that extra step for consumers that buy the game new, and then if consumers buy the game used, they can just buy $10 worth of Microsoft points or PlayStation Network credit and download the online pass, and it'll tie to their account from there. That would be something that would make it a lot more convenient for consumers, and I just think it would be overall beneficial if they're going to continue this aggressive move towards getting money for used games. That's about it for this episode, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. That's it. Bye.